Hello, and thank you for visiting. Today I'm very excited that you have found this little channel because I have a very exciting video. I think I say that in every single video because it's true, but today is kind of exciting. I will explain why in just a couple seconds, but first I want to provide like a small little disclaimer. I think you can see by now already that the first minute of this video is unfortunately a little jumpy. It is very unfortunate. It's about the first minute or two, minute and a half, where it gets jumpy, and there is a reason for that, unfortunately. So I have a never-ending saga with technology, and my issues with technology, and my issues with posting videos because of the technology. If you look at probably every single video, or at least 80% of the ones that I've made, I'm complaining about something my computer did in all of them, because it's true. It's literally never ending. It's a whole thing, and I'm trying to figure things out, but it's a really old computer and doesn't matter. But basically, the whole thing is that I made this build 4 months ago, okay? I've had it for a very long time saved on my computer, and I worked really hard on it. This is something that I don't usually build. This isn't my forte, I guess, which I'll talk about a little bit later. But I worked really hard on it. I was so excited. I feel like this was a unique build in the game. I haven't really seen a lot of stuff like this. So excited. I go to, transfer, okay, long story short, I have 2 laptops. I have a PC so that I can play the game. It's a really old PC. It's really not great. And I have a Mac that I use for most things, So I like to use iMovie to make my videos. So I have to record on the PC and then transfer it to the Mac so that I can make the videos. So for a while, because I'm an idiot, I was trying to use thumb drives to transfer the videos. It took about 6 hours every single time. It was so stupid. I can't believe I did this for such a long time because it was so inefficient and ridiculous, and yeah, it was a whole mess. Eventually, I bought a hard drive, not a super nice one or anything, but just one that, was better than the thumb drives that I was using. And it was working. It works very well. I'm very happy with it. However, when I made this video, I went to go transfer the hard drive, to put the video on the hard drive so that I could transfer it to my Mac, and it kept saying that the file was too big, and I kept trying all this different stuff to fix it, and it wasn't working. So honestly, I kind of gave up. I got frustrated. I didn't want to deal with it anymore, so I just kept saying I'll deal with this later, So this has been saved on my computer for seriously 4 or 5 months, and eventually, earlier today, I was like, Lindsay, you need to deal with this situation. Figure it out, you have a hard drive, you have everything you need, deal with it, So I did that, and basically, even though I was able to get it over here, to my Mac so that I could make the video, it still is a little jumpy. And at this point, I'm kind of I've tried everything I know how to do. I worked really hard on this build in this video. I don't want to just can it, and say, screw this and just delete it, because I really like this build, and I hope other people will as well. So I kind of had to just upload it and just apologize that the first minute or two, minute and a half is just kind of jumpy, and I apologize, and hopefully this doesn't happen again in the future. So that's my little disclaimer. It was actually quite a long disclaimer because we're 3 minutes into the video now. I apologize for rambling. I just kind of wanted to explain my whole situation. So, like I said, I was going to explain why this build is very exciting for me. So I've been doing a little series where I've been trying to do a rebuild of all of the worlds. I have the information linked in the description. I have a little website. It's super cute. I worked super hard on it. Please go look at it, just because I've spent a lot of time doing it. In case you can't guess, I'm not that great with technology and stuff. And so the website, it was really hard for me to figure it out. This is not my specialty, but and when I say it's really hard to figure it out, it was Wix, so it's totally meant to be for people who don't know how to do this kind of stuff, and I still struggled with it. So that gives you a little bit of a introduction to me. But anyway, so please go check out my website. I have it linked. I worked really hard on it, like I said, and it has all the information of, the builds that I've done so far and what I plan to do and all that kind of stuff. Anyway, so this is a cafe It is situated in Magnolia, what's the world? I can't remember what it's called. The one that came with the retail pack. I'm like completely, oh, it came with Get to Work, I think. And it's, I don't know, I'm Magnolia something. It doesn't matter. I have it linked again in that website thing where it is and what lot and whatnot. So this is called the Cat Cafe, and it is super exciting because I actually read about something like this on Facebook because, of course, you know, San Francisco has something like this. The one in San Francisco is super, you know, like bougie, and there's like a 6-month waiting list to get on it, and it's all fancy and exciting, you know. And I had actually thought about visiting it because I don't live too far from San Francisco, but like I said, it's not the most accessible thing, I guess. Anyway, what it is a cat cafe. So basically you just like, they have cats there that you can like pet and love and hug while you're drinking your coffee or working on your work or reading or whatever. And it's just like part of the experience, and it sounds wonderful. And so I wanted to do that in the game because it sounds super cool, and I'll probably never go to the one in San Francisco in real life. And I just thought it'd be a really unique idea of something to do. I decided to make it kind of eclectic and pastel and kind of old lady-ish, I guess, if that would be, I don't know what the technical style is, but kind of more of like a, I don't want to say vintage, I don't think it's vintage, but just kind of that really old pastel, light colors, flowers, you know, little teddy bears and cats everywhere and stuff, that kind of style, because I thought it'd be super cute, and I felt like it just makes sense to have a cat cafe like this, because I feel like if you go to a cat cafe, you want to be like comforted, and this is a very comforting thing. Anyway, the reason this is so like out of style for me is because I hate pastels. I think pastels look great for babies, and that's like it. Personally, that's just my own opinion. Some people look excellent in pastels and, you know, wonderful. On me, not so much. I am looking at my closet right now as I speak, and I do not have a single pastel piece of clothing because I look terrible in pastels. I actually have like all like jewel tones is like what I wear a lot, and that's like literally the opposite of pastels. And actually kind of funny is I have a story. So my father is he's retired now, and he's done like art my whole life. He likes to build sculptures and stuff, and now that he's retired, he like sells his art, and he is on like all these projects and boards and stuff. He does a lot of stuff now. But he was telling me how he had like an art class or some kind of something. I don't know exactly what it was, but he had something where he would go like once a week to go talk to other artists, I guess. And they would like present their works, you know, to each other and talk about them and whatnot. And he was saying that at this little art presentation group thing, that somebody pointed out that every single time someone showed their art to the rest of the group, they were wearing the exact same color or like color scheme or color family that their art was. And that, you know, you're attracted to certain colors, and that you buy those certain colors and you wear those certain colors, and then you tend to either paint them or put them in your sculptures or whatever. And so I feel like that completely fits me because I only wear jewel tones and black, not a single pastel. And I have actually recently started painting within the past, I don't know, less than a year. I can't remember exactly when I started. I just have like super cheap acrylic paints and, you know, just like paper really. I don't really do canvas or anything too often. And very amateur. I just kind of follow stuff off of Pinterest and change it as I do it, and I'm just learning. So, you know, not a very experienced painter. But if you look at the stuff that I've done, like the stuff that I painted, it's almost all either like completely jewel tones or has like a ton of jewel tones. So yeah, I just think that's interesting, the way that kind of color stuff works. So one other thing that I thought was kind of cool about this build as well was because it kind of let me use a bunch of stuff in the like build by catalog that I would never use, the stuff that you especially see me using right now, all these like weird ceramic bunnies and like teddy bears and stuff. Again, personally, not a fan. I feel like, again, excellent with babies, and that's kind of it, but I feel like it really like matched the tone of this. I really wanted it to kind of feel like the grandma in like all shows ever, that really classic grandma who's like 90 designed this, and yeah, I feel like it worked. Like you saw earlier, I did do like a little outside portion, or a couple outside portions, I guess. One of them has that really cool glass roof on the top. I sometimes struggle using them because I feel like the glass roofs, even though they're really cool, they don't always necessarily fit into stuff. Like, I don't know, like how often in real life do you see a glass roof other than in like an observatory or something? Like, unless it's intentionally a glass roof, you almost never find them in real life. So sometimes I feel like they don't really fit well with stuff. But I feel like this, it just fitted, you know, that little like outdoor courtyard thing. You also see around as well that I put like cat stuff, obviously, because the whole point of this is that there's cats. So you'll see that there's, you know, cat food dishes, and I put litter boxes in as well. I didn't show myself decorating and building like the bathrooms or the litter box areas for the cats, just because I felt like you don't need to. It's just kind of boring. I mean, all bathrooms basically look the same, of course. So yeah, we are kind of reaching the end of this video. Like I said, please check out my website. Let me know if you have any like suggestions or critiques of it, because like I said, I'm very new to this. I'm trying to figure it out. And yeah, let me know if you have any like comments or concerns or questions or anything at all about this video as well. Like I said, it's kind of out of my like forte of normal building. I don't usually do this weird pastel stuff. But let me know if you have any suggestions or anything. So that being said, I am going to kind of wrap this up because we are right now going into screenshots. So yeah, hope you have a great day, and thanks for watching.